This is my org chart. We have the three section manager. I have a three section manager. Uh, Charlie Park, he is charged for the program manager work and the low level firmware and requirement engineering. So those team is the Jin Tae Jung. Is they he is the people manager for the all program manager Jedi, Apollo, the SEC legacy platform and OEM side. And Ki Chang Lee also is the requirement engineering. It's just I think it is one of the program manager role. And Uha Ha, he is charging of the print engine control. And Kunchul is the scan and fax control. And Jeongjin is the low level firmware, bootloader, kernel, root FS, like that. So I thought that this all the group is the product group. Any question about that?
Okay.
Yeah.
What I would consider bootloader kernel, that in our world, that's all platform, right? The whole Linux kernel is a platform piece because every single person uses it. It has nothing to do with what product you're on. Right? That's the definition of a product team, is things that are different for your product specifically. Where anything that's common, anything everyone uses is platform. That's sort of our definition.
Okay. So what
now, if you have low-level drivers that help with fax and scan and printing, the drivers would probably stay, but the kernel itself, which is probably only one or two people in this team, is considered. You can keep the people we simply have. We already have a team doing bootloader kernel.
Yeah, but this team is tightly working with the printer team and scan team. This team, so that's why and then this all the five managers is under the Charlie Bach. So I thought that this all the this group is the product team. And
and I'm fine with that. I think we would want to make sure it's understood though that as a Jung Ling Park, he would do certainly working with those teams in that group on the drivers, but he won't be in the kernel and bootloader space because that's already owned by the framework and the platform team. We already have a team that owns that for us, and so he wouldn't need to do that in the future.
Okay. Okay. Next team is the Jisoo Park. He's the this is the Namho, Taegyun Jo, and Byung-yu Kim. Those three teams is now working for the Jedi and Jolt platform side. I think those three teams is definitely owned by platform side. There is a Ju Young Yeon. They are for the security and supply security. So those 11 guys, I think I assigned to the product side. As I said, the supply security is for 5 people is working for, and then device security, it just I think it's similar to this is a Jeongjin Park's. The specialty is similar to the Jeongjin Park's role. It's the bootloader kernel, and they are specifically working for security device driver like Chia or the TPM, like those driver they are handling. So I thought that this 11 guy is the under the product. And this Bonnie Kim is they are working for the Android side, Android and browser. So those 11 is the platform side. So this team, this group, I only the Juyong Yeon's team is I thought is assigned in the product side, and others is the platform side. That was my thought.
Okay. device security, and like we talked about earlier tonight, the supply security we have decided on Dune at least.
Mm-hmm.
For Dune, they are platform elements. They'll be owned by the platform team.
Mm-hmm.
And so for Dune moving forward, obviously how we do things for Jedi and Jolt could be different, but for Dune moving forward, I would suggest that his team stays with G-Sub Park and stays part of the platform.
But one thing is that this supply security team is also working for the OEM product. So
You mentioned that earlier. This is the same group.
yeah. So that's why I thought it is a product side. The problem is those security team. I think I wanted to separate the Charlie Park is the product and Jisoo Park is a platform. That is my original plan, but security is the I think is the it makes confusion.
Yes, I can understand because they're supporting OEM as a horizontal that it makes sense to leave them with the product team. But again, when you think about device security, most of device security is about networking security and about user roles and authentication, and that is all platform work. So you could choose to split that team in half and put the supply security over with Charlie and leave device security, or leave them together and we host this supply security on OEM's behalf.
Okay, I can consider that. Yeah. So. Okay. That's my thought.
Okay, good. And you sent me these corrected numbers already, so I'll correct those in the spreadsheet. Pretty control makes sense. Requirement engineering, that's not something I'm very familiar with. What does requirement engineering do?
They are writing the spec, product spec, SRS, software requirement spec. I'm thinking those work is the product specific work.
Yep.
And then
Agreed.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Okay, this makes sense to me then. I understand what you've done here, and we need to finalize on your device security and supply security what you want to do there. Other than that, I agree with your proposal.
Okay. So the case
Now,
that you think the device security and supply security should be split, right? The supply security to the product side, the device security side is the platform side, you think, right?
definitely with device security, what we're doing with supply security for both Frank and Bao is we're moving that work also to the platform, but they don't have your complication of OEM. Understanding that you've got this OEM group, I could see where you'd want to have that hosted with the product team because of that support. I'm wondering though, if the platform is owning supply security for everyone else, how does your supply security team, are they like an augmentation of that team? Or are they a different team? I'm trying to decide how those two teams would work together. The platform will have supply security and you will have supply security. How do we make sure they're working together?
Sometimes they support each other. So some cases, supply security has more work. In the case, device security team helps those work. So that's why I integrated two teams into one. So I think if I split this team, so in that case I think in efficient way I thought. So one team is better, I thought.
Yeah. Well, and you can leave them together and move them both to platform. They're going to sit in Korea. They're going to be right next to you. So if you need help with OEM, they're going to be right there for you to help with. It's not like they're leaving the country. So you could choose to leave them together and move them both to platform, or you could choose to split it apart. I think I could support either.
Oh, okay. 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 Anything else?
Well, so let's talk about what I think is the harder question. Are we ready to take G-Sub Park and have him report to me? Is that really what we would propose?
Well, so you mean that you directly report to you and then with a solid line or a dotted line, you think?
The solid line is what Roz is going to want. She's going to want all of the platform people reporting to her directly.
Okay. It's a no connection with me, you mean?
Correct. Which again, just like with the Stratus conversation, I don't like this idea. I don't want to break your team apart. I like having local management, especially with the culture differences and the language differences. Having you as their leader is better for me. I'm just concerned, as Roz is going to be very clear about wanting that solid line. That's why I was excited about the idea of, oh, you're going to take over OEM, and we're going to take this Jedi and Jolt work and put it in RCB, because then your team became more focused. It was clear what your charter was, and we didn't have to break anything apart. But I understand your point of taking back the GV code makes no sense. Leave it in RCB the way it is. Leave it in Bangalore. I completely agree with your point. But now what do we do? What else could this team of 70 people be doing for you if they weren't doing Jedi and Jolt and Dune, because we moved that to Bangalore? What would this team do? Is there other work? How could we keep your team together, in other words, is what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, I understood. Can you give me a time more? So I want to talk with the people and the KC and the Dean. Okay?
Yes, and I'll be talking to Dean tomorrow. It could be that we tell Roz, we convince her to do, in this case, because of Korea, to do the dotted line. I know her first answer is going to be no, she wants the solid line, but I think if you and Dean and I can agree, we could certainly make that as a possible proposal. We should definitely bring in Casey, we should definitely talk to Dean.
Okay. It's about, one thing is not directly report to you, right? So
it would be to the L, what we have listed as the L4.
Yeah,
there's no name there at the moment, but yes, it would be.
Yeah,
it could be Bao or it could be John Reardon. It could be one of those two.
Yeah.
They have to then report to me.
Yeah. L4. There will be L4. Okay. Yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we give it till next week, because then I can talk to Dean, you can talk to Dean and Casey. Maybe by next Tuesday we can see if we can make a decision.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. I understand the plan. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Bye.
Okay. Have a good day.
Good day. Bye.